Okay, part 2, here we go. So the dough has chilled for at least 4 hours by now. And so what I did is I divided it into 3. And I know, like, when my daughter Amanda, I was talking to her earlier, and she had already put hers in had wrapped it up in plastic in the refrigerator. So if it's already like in a mold, then figure out how to do it in a 3. But I just made 3 balls out of it. Makes it really easy. I do have a batch in the oven already, so I'm going to show you that transition of what to do next. So you definitely want to have, I really like my pastry board. Maybe you have a mat a pastry mat or something you roll out on. But I like to flour my board first. I have some handy tools. Obviously, I have my rolling pin, which is necessary for rolling out. You want to get it to about, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick, a little thinner. And you're going to be rolling them loosely. I have my little mouse that's going to help me with flouring my board or flouring the dough itself. If it feels a little sticky, I like to put a little bit on there. This is a great little tool I have. I think they call it the chop and batch or something, but I like because it helps me loosen up the dough if it gets sticks. So, and then I like the pizza cutter because it makes it easier for me to do the 8 triangles with it. So, here is my first one. So you do it in the 3, and they're going to roll it into a circle. Obviously, it's not going to be a perfect circle, but we can definitely try. Always try to get it as even as possible, but if it's not, it's not. Big deal. So there's a trick when you're rolling out, and you probably know this already, but I like to go like 12 to 6, and then 3 to 9, think of like the clock, 2 to 8, and then 10 to 4. So just to try to like make it as even as possible when you're making that circle. Of course, it's already, you know, kind of looking like it's not going to be a good circle, but that's okay. You make the adjustments as you go. And this I can already tell is like kind of sticking down below. So I could, if I want, you can see that. You just kind of use my little chop and batch. Loosen that up a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit more down here. Just so it's, so I'll add a little bit on top. Like around just a little bit. And then just do one last little finishing up. Super easy. And then the fun part, I love this part, because you're really just doing right in half, and then you do it in quarters, and then you cut those into quarters, and you've got your 8. Just like that. And the trick when you are going to do these, now I put parchment paper on my cookie sheets. I like using that, but you wouldn't have to use anything on it, but I think it makes it easier for cleanup. So when you're doing this, you're going to loosely roll it up. You don't want to do a tight roll, because the thing is, you want to make sure it's going to cut. And then so you just roll it up, it looks like a crescent. And there's another tip, is that when you're putting it on here, don't put it up where that is up like this, because when it bakes, it'll come off. So you want to, when you lay it down, put it to where that last part, excuse me, that rolled up, is underneath. And then it's super easy just to quickly roll up. That's all. And it'll, if it feels too thick, you need to roll it out just a little bit more. But if you can see, that's like the thickness, just about 1/4 inch thick. And I just do like 4 in a row, and obviously 3 rows. And that one was off, but that's okay. Just roll it up loosely. Put that corner edge, the point of the dough on the bottom underneath. These are really, really yummy. So what I did is, you know, obviously I did make a double batch. So I already made the frosting for the topping, and that is really easy to make. You just melt your butter, and then you add in your milk, And this, you know, you can have just a little bowl. Add in your milk, your vanilla, and then your powdered sugar. Mix it up real quick. And you'll want that ready to go. It can be, like if you're making a single batch, you can absolutely make that while the first batch, while that's cooking. I did make it ahead of time just because I wanted to be ready to show you what I was going to do when the other ones come out. And then you will bake it. So have your oven heating up to 400 degrees. So I have that going on. Ooh, see, this stuck. So, and my little flower. Little mouse, this cute guy was a wedding gift almost 25 years ago from Jean Minell. He's in heaven now. It was one of my favorite gifts. I love it. It's been great for baking. Use it for all my pastry baking. Anytime I gotta flour my board, I use it. So, alright. And then, I think this was a wedding gift too, actually. Pretty sure it was. Those things, you get wedding gifts that last, man. People use them the whole time. Okay, so I'm just doing it in eighths again. I'm loosening this up. That one came up. Okay, rolling loosely. This is good. Get that rolled up. Get all ready for Easter. We're gonna have, I think, about 20 people over tomorrow. So it'll be fun. I always love celebrating Easter with a whole bunch of people around. Our tradition is we always go to church in the morning, and then we will visit just for a little bit, and then, well, and there is a brunch at church tomorrow, so that's nice. And then that'll be in the morning before the service. And then we have 11 o'clock worship, and then we'll come home. We do an egg hunt with the cousins, with our kids and the other cousins. Phone's ringing. I don't know who it is. Vernon? Hey, little V, will you answer that? Real live television, here we go. Okay, and then last batch, that's almost done. Let me check on that. There's 30 seconds left. I'm going to add, I had it in there for 10 minutes, but I'm going to add just 2 minutes to it real quick, because I could tell that it's, but I'll show it to you in a second so you can see what it looks like, and I can get this last batch out. Let's see, I think we have a child calling. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
yes,
it's so funny. I love this live thing. So
Lauren's on her way to get you.
Our daughter's at dance, and she's calling to see where her ride is. But we have our teenager getting her right now. Man, next year we won't have our driver, so we're gonna miss that. It's nice to have a teenage driver. All right, so this is that last batch, and then. Okay. Got it. Last batch. By the time I have this done, we'll be taking out the other ones, and I'll just show you how to frost it real quick. And then my hope is that if you are making these, I would love for you to send me a picture that you made it. They are so good, and I'd love to hear what you think about them. If you have any questions, just let me know. Looking for any advice on them or whatever, but you can see they're really quite easy and really minimal ingredients. Doesn't take very much. And just getting this ready to put onto my cookie sheet. And then I'm going to grab these other ones out. Just a second and show you. Let's see if I can swap it out. Oops, let me do that. Okay, those ones are done. So I don't know how the professionals do it. So funny. All right, I'm gonna finish putting these on here really quick. Hopefully you're making them as well. And we'll get these other ones out. Switch it out and you can see how they look. There's a lot of butter in these, right? So what you'll notice is that they're sizzling, kind of because there's nice and buttery desserts. So I'm gonna just swap it out as I get them out of the oven. Get my oven mitt. You can see, here's what they look like coming out, just like that. I'll put my other ones in. Hot. Here you go. That's how they look. Okay, I'm going to set this for 12 minutes because that's what worked for those. And then I'm going to, I like to frost them right away. But the trick is, here's the tip, is you put a little bit of, puts a little bit on each of them before you spread it out because it's very hot right now. And then you go back and you'll spread it on there. So see how that's just kind of melting off of there? So you just spread it on. Ooh, these are hot. Just like that. And it's done. And it might even be, and it really doesn't take very much frosting. Like I probably have a little too much on this. But I like to get them on the cooling rack. There you go. And can you see them on the cooling rack? And then we're done, and that's it. And then when they're done cooling, like these are already ready for tomorrow, so I'll put them on a nice tray. So do yours, take a picture of it for me. Let me know how everyone liked them. And I hope you're inspired. Go out there and be the good in the world and inspire others and be inspired daily. All right, happy Easter from our family to yours.